Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Physics Tricks. This is the first problem we have, and that is a 100 watt 220 volt bulb is connected to 110 volt source. Calculate the power consumed by the bulb. So we have, this is the bulb, and of rating given, that is 100 watt 220 volt, 100 watt 220 volt, which is connected across what is called as the 110 volt source. Now whenever the rating is given, so by using rating always calculate the resistance. By using ratings always calculate the resistance of a bulb or any appliances, right? So therefore resistance we have, and that is equal to V square divided by P. So what is V square? 220 into 220 divided by what is called as 100. So this 0, this 0, this 0, this 0 get cancelled. We have 484 ohm as the resistance. Okay. Now we want what is the power consumed. Power consumed is equal to whatever voltage is there, voltage applied now, Vp square divided by the R, so which is equal to 110 into 110 divided by 22 into 22 will write. So this is equal to 11 into 11 into 10 to the power 2 divided by 22 into 22. This is 2 this is 2 so we have 100 divided by 4, and power consumed will be equal to 25 watt. So always remember, whenever bulb with a rating given, always calculate the resistance by using the given rating. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Now write down 2-3 points that are very important for you all. Okay, so over here, first point is to calculate the resistance calculation is always done by rating of a bulb. Indicates what? They will give some X volt P watt of power. So resistance is always equal to X squared divided by P. Okay, resistance is always equal to X squared divided by P. Okay, second one, if applied voltage is lesser than the rated voltage, then the bulb will glow with lesser brightness. Third one, if applied voltage is greater than the rated voltage, right, then the bulb will fuse, right, damage we can say. Then fourth point, this X volt P watt power indicates, if you apply X volt of voltage across the bulb, then the bulb will provide P watt of power. So these 2-3 points are really very important. right? Resistance calculation is always done by what? Given voltage and the power. Applied voltage is lesser, the bulb will glow with less brightness. Applied voltage is greater, the rated voltage, right? Then the bulb will fuse, and X volt P watt indicates if you apply the X volt of voltage, then the bulb will provide the given power, P watt of power. So I hope this is clear. So this is the first question which we have, right? Okay, indicates what? If I would have given 220 volt of power, or 22 volt voltage, then what will happen? It will provide the power of 100 watt. I reduce the voltage over here to 110 volt. The power by the bulb will be 25 watt. That indicates if you reduce the voltage, the power provided by the bulb will get reduced. And over here, if I give the voltage which is greater than 220 volt, then what will happen? Then the bulb will get fused. Okay, so these 3-4 points are really very important. These all points will be beneficial for your preparation. So next, second one, in an electrical circuit, the work done in passing a current of 3 ampere for 5 minutes is 900 joule. So work done is given. Calculate the EMF of a source in the circuit. Okay. So what is the work done per unit charge? It is the potential difference, isn't it? So V is equal to work done per unit charge. Work done per unit charge. So which is equal to work done divided by current into time is the charge we have. So what is the work done given? 9,900 joules of work done divided by current is given 3, in time t is given 5 into 60. This 0 get cancelled. Will have then 6 ones are, and then 6 5s are, so you will get 15 divided by 15, which is equal to 1 volt. So I hope this is clear. It's very simple. Potential difference we have is work done on a unit positive charge. Charge is current into time, so which is equal to 900 divided by 3 into 5 into 60. So from this you will get 1 volt as the answer. Then we have third one, 2 electric bulbs rated P1 and P2 watt at V volt are connected in series across V volt mains. Okay, so 2 bulbs are connected in series, supposed to be. So these are the 2 bulbs which are connected in series across the V volt. So power is P1 given, V volt. Power is P2 given, V volt. So calculate their power, total power consumption, that is P. Okay, so equivalent circuit we can write, and that is, this is the equivalent circuit, that is P equivalent across V, right? So we have, this is V. So therefore the resistance R equivalent for this is equal to the R1 plus R2. For in series we can add this. What is R equivalent then? It is V squared divided by P equivalent is equal to, what is R1? We have V squared divided by P1 plus, what is R2? V squared divided by P2. So therefore 1 by P equivalent is equal to 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2. Now, right now we can take V square common and we can cancel it out, so that you will get 1 by P equivalent as 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2. But they want in form of P equivalent only, so you will get this is equal to P1 P2 divided by P1 plus P2. So this is the answer we have. So next question, this is the question number 4. 1 kilowatt heater is meant to operate at 200 volt. What is its resistance? So whenever rated voltage and rated power is given, you can calculate the resistance by using rated voltage squared divided by the power. So what is the rated voltage? 200 squared into power is 1000. So which is equal to 200 into 200 divided by 1000. So this get cancelled. This one and this one get cancelled. We'll get 40 ohm of resistance. So this is the first answer we have. Now second one, how much power will it consume if the line voltage drops to 100 volt. So therefore, if the line voltage drops to 100 volt, what is the power consumption? Power is equal to, we have, it is the V square that is applied divided by the resistance. So what is the applied we have now? 100 into 100 divided by, what is the resistance? Just now we have calculated, and that is 40. So this get cancelled. We have, this is 1000 divided by 4, which is equal to 250 watt. I hope this is clear. Now the third one, how many units of electrical energy will it consume in a month of 30 days if it operates 10 hour daily? Okay, 10 hour daily. So over here, electrical energy, and that is equal to power times the time. So which is equal to, what is the power over here? Power given 1 kilowatt, 1 into 10 to the power 3 kilo, into time is 10 hour daily, and into for 30 days, isn't it? So we want the in the form of kilowatt hour, right? So this is kilowatt hour we have. So if you just multiply with 30, you will get 300 into 10 to the power 3 here watt hour, but we want in form of kilowatt hour. So 300 kilowatt hour. So kilo indicates 10 to the power 3, so which is equal to 300 units. 300 units, right? So 1 kilowatt hour over here, 1 kilowatt hour is the 1 unit we have, that you need to remember. So I hope this is clear. Now the next problem we have, that is the fifth problem. To boil a certain mass of water, right? So we have supposed to be the bucket, and in that we have water. So to boil a certain mass of water, a coil will take T1 time. One coil is there which will take T1 time. So to boil the same amount of water, the other coil will take T2 time. Okay, what will be the time taken when the coils are connected in series and in parallel? Okay, now if the coils are connected in series, then what will be the time taken? Okay, now for a series we have what is called the resistance R1 and R2. So R equivalent we have is R1 plus R2, and we know that for series P equivalent is 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2. Now see, for the power, for the amount of mass, right, we wanted to boil it. Whatever energy required for to boil the same amount of water will be the same, isn't it? Energy required, so you can write energy required to boil m mass of water will be the same, isn't it? That energy will not change, isn't it? Energy will not change. So therefore 1 divided by power is nothing but what? Power is the energy per unit time. So energy divided by time required is T equivalent is equal to 1 by energy time required is T1 supposed to be for the first, energy time required is T2 for the second. So therefore T equivalent we have is T1 plus T2 if they are connected in a series. T1 plus T2 it will take. Now if they are connected in parallel as in somewhat like this, right? If they are connected in parallel, then we know that 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Therefore power equivalent we have is P1 plus P2, and we know that energy will be the same to boil the same m mass of water, isn't it? To boil the m mass of water, energy required will be the same. So over here, energy per unit time T equivalent is equal to energy by time T1, energy by time T2. So this E get cancelled, and we'll get T equivalent is equal to T1 T2 by T1 plus T2. T1 T2 by T1 plus T2. So I hope this is clear to you all. Right, so this is the fifth problem. Now sixth problem, as you can see over here. An electric kettle of 2000 watt is used to boil 20 liters of water. Find the time required to boil the water from its initial temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. Take specific heat of water as 4200 joule per Kelvin per kg. So over here, it is given electric kettle 2000 watt is used to boil 20 liters of water. So can we write power is equal to energy per unit time, right? So time we have is energy divided by power. So energy we have is ms delta t divided by the power p. So which is equal to, what is m? 20 liters, 20 into 10 to the power minus 3 into, what is s over here? S is 4200 joule per Kelvin per kg into delta T we have final temperature minus the initial temperature. To boil the water, boil indicates 100 degrees Celsius, 100 minus 20 divided by what is the power given? 2000. Now if you just calculate this 0 get cancelled, this 0 get cancelled, this 2 will get cancelled, and we'll have time t is equal to 42 into 10 to the power minus 3 into, this is 100 minus 20 is 80. So as you can see over here, which is equal to this is what is called as 80 into 42 into 10 to the power minus 3. So therefore time t is equal to, so it is 8 2s are 16, then we have 3 7 36, right? 33 0. So 3360 into 10 to the power minus 3. So this 10 to the power minus 3 is the meter cube we have. This is the in meter cube, but we want in kg. So you have to multiply by 10 to the power 3. You have to multiply by 10 to the power 3. You have to multiply by 10 to the power 3. Why? Because volume into density will give you mass now. So I wrote only the volume. I have to write density also. So 10 to the power 3. So we'll get, this is 3360 seconds. Now if you wanted to convert it into minutes, so time is equal to 3360 divided by 60. So this 0 get cancelled. You will get 56 minutes as the answer. So I hope this is clear now. Now the next 7th question. A resistor R1 dissipates the power P when connected to a certain generator. If a resistor R2 is put in series with R1, the power dissipated by R1 will be, what will happen to the power? So over here, one resistance R1 is given, which is connected across the generator of voltage V supposed to be, right? And now if a resistor R2 is put in series, so this is R1 we have, and if I connect it in the series, then what is the power dissipated by R1, right? What is the power dissipated by R1? So okay, so firstly, what is the power over here? So it is I square R, R1 we have, and over here P is equal to I dash square into R1 we have. Now I dash will decrease, isn't it? Obviously if you connect the resistance in series, I dash will obviously decrease, as I dash is lesser than I, therefore the P dash will be lesser than P. That means power across R1 decreases. Power across R1 decreases. So option A is the correct option over here. Then 8th one, a bulb is attached to a voltage 160 volt. The power dissipation is, okay. So therefore over here one bulb is given of 100 watt, 200 volt will be the rated power and rated voltage which is connected across 160 volt, right? Then power dissipation will be, so firstly find out the resistance always by using the rating. Always calculate the resistance. It is V squared, that is 200 squared, divided by P, that is 100. So 200 into 200 divided by 100. this 0, this 0, this 0, this 0 get cancelled. So resistance we have is 400 ohm. So what is the power then? Power is equal to V square by R. So 160 into 160 divided by 400. V square is applied voltage. Okay now. So this 0, this 0, this 0, this 0 get cancelled. 4 4s are 16. So power we have is 64 watt. 64 watt. So power dissipated across this bulb will be the 64 watt. Okay. The ninth one, if two bulbs 25 watt, 100 watt rated at 200 volts are connected in series across a 440 volts supply. So it is given 25 watt and 100 watt rated at 200 volts. So 200 volts given, 200 volts given, okay, in series across a 440 volt supply. Now see, this is connected across 440 volt supply. Then what will happen, right? That is what we have to check. So over here, resistance of the first bulb R1 is equal to V square, that is 200 into 200 divided by P, that is 25. So it is 8 into 200, which is equal to 1600 ohm. So this is the R1. R2 we have V squared, that is 200 into 200 divided by 100, so which is 400 ohm. So greater the resistance, greater will be the voltage, isn't it? So therefore, as resistance of first bulb is greater than the resistance of second bulb, voltage across first bulb will be greater than the voltage across second bulb. Indicates what? Indicates most of the voltage will be across this 25 watt bulb. And how much if you want? So it will be V1 is equal to the total voltage 440 into the resistance R1, that is 1600, divided by total resistance will be 2000. So 1 2 1 2 3 3 will get cancelled. So 44 into 8, that indicates 2 the 2. So it is 352 volt of voltage will be across this. 352 volt of voltage will be across this, and across this 440 minus 352, which is lesser than 200 volt, indicate this 25 watt bulb will get fused. So we can say that option B is the correct option. So I told this, whenever the voltage which is applied across the bulb, right, is greater than the rated voltage, that bulb will get fused. If it is lesser, the bulb will glow with a lesser brightness. If it is equal, the bulb will glow with the power which is given, right? That is rated power, we can say. So I hope this is clear. And the last question we have over here, and that is, a cell of EMF 5 volt can supply a total energy of 9000 joule. Then the total charge that can be obtained from the cell would be, okay, so we have the voltage V is equal to work done on a unit positive charge. So charge we have is work done divided by the voltage. So work done we have 9000 joule divided by voltage we have 5. So if you just calculate this now, we'll have 5 ones are 5 8s are 00 coulomb of charge we can obtain from this cell. So it is 1800 coulomb. That indicates option C is the correct option. Now these 10 questions, try to solve by your own. Don't look at the solution and then try to solve one more time. If anyone has any doubt, they can comment in the comment box. I'll try to reply to that comment as soon as possible. Thank you so much.